It's training camp season, and today we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, getting a good look at Dak Prescott. We're going to watch him throw the ball around at training camp. Before you dig in, you need to click that subscribe button. We're looking at these players every day. We're looking at the rookies. Guys you're drafting in fantasy here soon. Got a huge a la carte from training camp. Watch the players you want to watch. They'll be right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're looking at Dak Prescott today. We're going to watch him sling the ball around, see what's happening, talk about what I've read from training camp this whole time, and whatever you got, drop it in the comments below. Here he is stepping up, slinging it. One thing about training camp, from what I've gathered from these last few weeks, everything's been up and down with Dak in training camp. Some days not so great, some days he's been making some great throws. That's how it's been in training camp this year. And what does that mean? Maybe nothing. Might be a lot like the same come this year. Or it could be disastrous, could be great. Training camp is a weird indicator. But he is getting the ball out. He is connecting with his wide receivers. He's had some off moments at times, like there. But he's also been able to connect. But when you're under a larger microscope, a lot of things will be called out more, and a lot of the good things will get called out more as well. I say very good training camp from what I've read. Connecting with the wide receivers. Jalen Tolbert's been stepping up this year. Very excited to see what that's going to look like in the offense. What's his route participation rate going to look like? Michael Gallup's gone. They did not bring in any wide receivers of consequence. What I'm reading is Flournoy's looking good, looking solid. Dak Prescott, all in all, looking good in training camp. We're making some plays. Brandin Cooks had a knee issue last week, but from what I've read, it's not too serious. And he's been having a good camp. He was lighting it up last week, looking very good. Dak has been hitting the mark. He's been hitting the mark on a lot of the throws. You'll see that in a lot of the clips. Him moving around, getting the ball out. And there we are. Getting it out quick. A little Deuce Vaughn action. There we are again. Another quick throw. Kind of lost it there. Here we go. Boom. Downfield. Getting it. All in all, good camp from what I gather. There was a slow period in the start of camp. There were some moments here and there. All in all, when you add everything together, I believe it's a good training camp for Dak Prescott. Objectively. Brandin Cooks, looking solid in training camp. At least right before that knee issue, he was making play after play after play. This is going to be a very interesting offense to watch this year, especially with the CeeDee Lamb news. That's going to create some interesting dichotomies within the offense. And when that news is going to drop, when he gets signed, it's going to be very interesting when that happens. It might be right before the season starts. Dak getting it out there, though. Making plays over the middle. Downfield. Brandin Cooks. If you're thinking fantasy football, cheap get. Very cheap get if you're looking for a wide receiver getting opportunity. Like if you're not stacked up at wide receiver from the start of your draft and you're looking for something stable in the back end of your fantasy draft, Brandin Cooks is a guy to look at. He's going in double-digit rounds, super cheap in drafts. If you're looking for somebody who's going to be on the field running routes, getting targeted, could give you some consistency. He had some consistency in the back end of the season last year. Jalen Tolbert's a dark horse for fantasy. Flournoy's someone to pay attention to. Tolbert might get more run than what we think, or maybe just enough to keep us interested in. CeeDee Lamb, we're watching the contract here, but I'm not too worried until something causes us to be worried. Dak Prescott, all in all, from what I gather, is having a good training camp. Like I said, there's been some downs, but once you're under a microscope, when you're with the Dallas Cowboys or one of the New York teams, those downs are going to get amplified a little bit. But from what we're seeing, he's getting the ball out. He's hitting his guys in stride. He's looking solid. You're seeing that in the clips here. Seems to be on point here with his guys. And in training camp, from what we're gathering, things seem to be okay. Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott looks like they're going to be splitting the workload from what we're reading in the media, but Zeke's so good in pass protection, he might be on the field more than recognized, especially once you get in game and you want to keep the pass protection as good as possible. Might be on the field a little bit more than recognized. Downfield, looking solid with the accuracy here. Dak Prescott maneuvering the pocket well. He's got a good sense of what's going on around him. Getting the ball out. Looking downfield. We're scanning. There we go. There we go. Getting the ball out again. I don't know what happened on that play. The ball did something funny. Here we are over the middle. Over the middle. Hitting our guys. Dak Prescott is very surgical. He's a very surgical quarterback. He's very cerebral when it comes to his reads. And he'll also not push it. He'll hit the guy underneath. He'll dink and dunk it a little bit. He's kind of conservative, but will be aggressive when he needs to be. Just some plays like that's been happening in training camp. Not too bad. Nothing to really worry about. Nothing to cause worries. Not like it's a Daniel Jones situation that we're seeing in New York, where you're definitely seeing some turbulence there already in training camp. But honestly, I would just call it a good training camp for Dak Prescott. You're seeing him hit his guys. You're seeing him make some plays, get some guys over the middle, thread the needle a little bit. You're going to get some bloopers here and there, but you're going to have that when you're throwing the ball and you have a media that's willing to showcase everything, which is a good thing. I commend the Dallas Cowboys media staff for showing everything. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.